Hi everybody and welcome to your wonder this lovely Friday afternoon. Well done for making it through your third week of online learning. Goodness me, you are doing such a great job. Let's keep it up. So as a little treat then this afternoon, we thought we would set you a little computing task. So let's have a look at our what. So today we are going to be designing, creating and programming a computer game. Okay, now I know that sounds scary. Do not panic. Do not panic at all. We're going to do it step by step. How? We're going to do some Lou learning. And why? So that we can develop our own chase game for others to play. Okay, so we're going to get started then. I'm going to start us off with this key word here. Okay, so what is this word here? It's a tricky word to say, so I'm going to say it, algorithm. It's a funny word to say. Now your turn. My turn, algorithm, your turn. Okay, so what I want you to do is just have a think. Have you heard this word before? Could you tell me what it means? What does it stand for? Have a little think. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little think of that and hopefully you've had a little go at writing down what you think your definition is. I'm now going to give you the definition of an algorithm. So let's get rid of this box here. Ta-da! So an algorithm is a set of instructions, a process, or a set of rules to be followed. Okay, so it is step by step, almost like instructions to follow. Okay, so you may see these being used in computers. It might even be a simple algorithm like your long multiplication. They are a set of processes that you need to follow to get your end result. Okay, so what I'm going to do, make sure you've got a pen and a paper somewhere handy nearby. I'm going to give you a set of instructions, an algorithm. Okay, and I want you to simply follow it. So my first instruction is draw a circle. And you've drawn that now. My second part of this algorithm is draw a triangle. The third one, draw 5 smaller circles in the centre. And my final instruction, my final part of this algorithm was draw a rectangle on top. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to have a go at that. If you need to pause me now so that you can finish your beautiful drawing of what I've just given you the instructions for, given you the algorithm for, and then come on back. Okay, so hopefully you have followed my algorithm and you have some sort of drawing in front of you. Now, are we ready to see what it should have looked like? There, that is what you should have drawn from the algorithm. Now have a look at yours. My guess would be that yours probably doesn't look like mine at all. So why do you think that yours does not look just like mine? What is the problem that we had? So have a little think. What is the problem with my algorithm? So this is where you need to pop your evaluated glasses on. What was the problems I had? I think there was quite a few problems with my algorithm. So just have a little think. How could I make it better next time? And I want you to write me 3 things that I could do better to make this algorithm even better, to hopefully create that picture at the end of my algorithm. Okay, so I'm hoping that you've realised that I wasn't very detailed. My algorithm wasn't very detailed at all. I just said draw a circle. Okay, you need to give enough information so that the person that you are describing it to or the computer program knows exactly what they are doing. Okay, so on this next one, I need to give more detail, more specifics, and I definitely need to sort of see exactly say where you're drawing it. So that is a bit of an adverbial phrase there. I need to say where. Okay, so I'm going to have another go. Are you ready? So get another piece of paper or on the back of the one that you've just been doing. This is my algorithm. So I'm going to try and give clearer instructions. So draw a circle 8 centimeters wide. I'm just going to in the center of your page. I'm going to evaluate it even while I'm doing it. So draw a circle 8 centimeters wide in the center of your page. Next one. Inside that circle, draw a 6 centimeter circle. So you've got your circle and your 6 centimeter circle. Okay. Randomly scattered around the center of this circle, draw me 10 smaller circles. Now, I'm not being specific there on purpose. I just want smaller circles, so it doesn't matter if they're not the same size. So I should have really added that to my instruction, but I'm adding it now. Randomly, scattered around the center of that circle, draw 10 smaller circles. And then your final step, randomly draw 6 small rectangles in the gaps between your circles. Okay, so again, if you've not quite finished yet, have a little pause so that you can finish your picture and come on back when you have drawn and followed my algorithm. Brilliant. So I'm hoping you've had a go now and followed my algorithm. Now, even still, this algorithm, I can still think of ways that I could tweak it and make it better. Okay, so constantly algorithms are being developed, they are being altered, they are being improved constantly to make them work better. Okay, but the only way sometimes that you can alter an algorithm is to just try it out and see what happens. Okay, so hopefully your picture will look a little bit like this, a pizza. Okay, that's what I was going for, a pizza. So why do you think that your picture, fingers crossed, was a little bit better than the picture that we did first? So those evaluated glasses are going to be on again. What did I do differently that made those instructions easier for you to follow? So just have a little think about that, and we can get on with today's activity. Brilliant. So now we are now experts in creating the perfect algorithms. What I've set for you today is a little Scratch challenge. Now, some of you will have been on Scratch before previously, but do not worry, because I'm going to be with you every step of the way to create your basic chase game. Okay, so you're going to take on the role of this game designer and you're going to be in charge of creating your own game. So let's get started and let's get onto Scratch. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to search for Scratch on your Google, and you are going to click on your first option. It should be the first one here. What you then need to do is you need to click sign in, and it will bring up your username and password section here. Okay, I've sent you the login that we're all going to use, so then you can log in and save your work so that we can all see it. To make sure when you're saving your work, just a little note, just make sure you save it with your name so we know that it belongs to you. Okay, so the Dojo, over Dojo, I'll send you your username and password for you to use, and then once you're logged in, you should be able to get started. So let's get going. Go to the create section. Okay, so if you click on create, it will come up to this. Now, this is a really, really great thing here. Okay, so these are actually your tutorials. So you can close them so that you can get going. But if you ever need any help, they are up here. You see my mouse, they are up there, and we're going to be making a chase game today. Now, this was really, really helpful because I was actually, before I taught this lesson, I followed through step by step the tutorials. Okay, this will help you to make a basic chase game that you want to make today. Okay, however, do not think that this is all that you can do. If you think, actually, I want to try, so I was trying to do all sorts when I was doing it. Some of it failed, but some of it was successful. Okay, so remember, anytime you need any help, you just click onto tutorials, and we are going to make a chase game. Okay. So, using your knowledge then of step-by-step instructions, what we're going to do first then, we're going to first decide what background. Now, I think I want to be in space for mine. Okay, I might go for this galaxy. I don't want sprite. I don't want that one. I'm going to choose my own sprite. So your little icons down here are actually really, really helpful. So you can see here, I'm going to choose a sprite. I'm going to go fantasy. I want something a bit strange. I'm going to go for an alien. This can be my alien. Okay, there she is. Okay, so I've got my background and I've got my sprite now. So the next step, I think I'm just going to check that I'm doing it right. Okay, so you can see here, you can just click through them. So add in a backdrop, add in a sprite. So the next step is to start to make your character be able to move and to respond to your instructions. So let's close this. Let's see if I can remember. This is the next little step. So I'm just going to minimize. I'm just going to get myself out of the way so you can still hear me. But okay, so what I need to start with, so all of your events need to always start with one of these like yellow events. Okay, so when this is clicked and when I start my game, what I want to do is I want to say, let me go back on my event, sorry. So I don't need that one. Ignore me for that one. So this one, we're going to set it to respond to the keys on your laptops. Okay, so I'm going to go for when the right arrow is pressed, I would like my sprite to move. So this is where I need to go to motion. So anything that's moving, you need to go to motion. So I want it to go right. So when I press the button to go right, I want my sprite to move right. Okay, so this is thinking about your axis. So you'll have done some maths learning on axes. You've got your Y and you've got your X. Okay, so the X one, I'm going to go for change X by 10. Now the best way and the only way that I was trying to work this out is actually just by pressing the start, and you can actually see when I press my right key, does my sprite actually go right? Yes, it does. So I know that that works, and I can press stop. Okay, so that is that button. So I can move her back over here. So that is that button now set. Okay, but now I also need to now bring the other keys into practice. So I'm going to do exactly the same again, but this time, sorry, my events, I'm going to change my key to the left arrow. Okay, now this time when I did my X, I wanted to change X by 10. This time I want it to go to the left. Okay, so 10, let me just find the same button. So it's exactly the same button again, but this time I don't want my left one to move the same way that my right one. I want to go the opposite way. So this is where I don't need it to go positive anymore. I'm going to need it to go negative. I'm going to need to go into those negative numbers. Okay, so let me just show you now. I'm just pressing, in fact, let me just get my visualizer down here so then you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. You can see here that when I press my right button, my monster goes to the right. See me? Where am I? Okay, you can see me there. I'm going to the right. And then now, because I've put negative 10, minus 10, when I press left, it should, there we go to the left. Okay, so now I've sort of activated both of those buttons. Okay, now that's the only step that the tutorial actually tells you to do, but I want mine to also be able to move up and down. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize that again. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm still going to stick with exactly the same instructions that I've got here. Okay, so there's that one. There's the one for that one. So I'm going to choose the same event again, but this time it's going to be the up arrow. Okay, and this time I'm still going to want it to change, but this time I don't want it to go left and right. I want it to go up and down, which is now my Y axis. Okay, so this time I'm going to change the Y by 10. And the only thing that I've been doing is just trialing it to make sure that I've got it going right. So I'm going to press the up button to show you that I'm pressing my up button. Okay, and if it goes up, success. If it goes down, then you know you need to make it either minus or a positive number. And again, I'm just going to do that again. Events, and we're going to go when the space key. No, I want when the down arrow is pressed. So because to go up, it was positive 10. I'm now going to go to negative 10. So as I've said, okay, it is all just trial and error. The best way to create the best and most complicated game is just to keep trialing things and just keep adding these instructions. If it doesn't work, then have a think, go back. So you can see now that I've got my left one working already. I've got my right one working. I've got my down. So I had to put a minus one for there because it's going down, and my positive 10 is going up. So now all of my keys, I am now in complete control of my sprite. Okay, so that is your main character that's going to do the chasing. Wonderful. Okay, so as I said, tutorials, really, really useful, really, really helpful. This will get you your basic game. So we've done move up and down. Now, the next step is to add another sprite, okay? Because obviously I need my alien to actually chase something, okay? Now, they chose the star. I might go for a letter or maybe some food. Let's go for some food. I'm going to go for... an egg. Okay, so my alien really, really loves to eat eggs. Okay, so all I've done is followed that instruction. I've now got my egg. Okay, now the whole point of the game is we want it to move randomly around the screen so that my sprite can actually chase it. So what we need to do is, again, I'm just going to use this and I'm going to create exactly what this says because it's giving me those tips. It's helping me. So then when you've then got your basic framework, that's when you can start to explore and add rules or change rules or add extra steps in, make your levels more challenging, go to a new level even. Okay, so it's just lots and lots of exploring. So do stick with it. And it does get quite addictive after a while because you just want to make it better and better. I think I sat on it for about half an hour. So this one, glide 1 second to a random position. So that one is this one here. So again, all the colours are all matching. All I've done now is just copied that to move randomly. So now hopefully when I've got my green, when I press my flag up here, my egg will move randomly and I will be in control of my sprite because I've still got all of those instructions down here. They are still coded to that sprite there. This is the information for the egg. So you can see if you're ever not sure which one you're on, they're down here. Okay, so when I press this flag now, my egg should glide around. There we go. Can we see him moving? Okay, and then that means now I'm now in the process of being able to chase the object. Okay, that is the basic so far of moving them. Okay, now let's just press stop. So if everyone wants to make it stop, you just press that red button there. Now the next step, okay, is going to be to actually start and incorporate it more as a game, okay? Because obviously I was touching my egg there and nothing was happening. My alien had caught the egg, but nothing sort of changed. So this is where you need to now instruct your sprite, your character. So this is my alien. So I'm just going to move them out of the way. So you can just see I've got lots and lots here. And it doesn't matter, but they don't need to join. Okay, they're just all different instructions to control this one sprite. So again, I'm just going to use the tutorials at the bottom. Okay, so when this flag is clicked, forever, so throughout the whole game, and then this one here is a new one. I've not seen this one. So an if, which is here. So if something is touched, then we can play a 1 sound. Okay, so my egg, I need to think of a different sound. So let's go to the sounds and it's play sound until done. So that's this top one here. Now this is where you can select your sounds or record a sound. I'm just going to go for the pop because that one is there that is related to this egg. But I need to get my blue one now. So touching star. So when my sprite actually touches that egg, which is, let me see, I think that's a blue one. That's a blue one. Let's have a look. No, it's not in that one. So sometimes you just need to keep ploughing through and persevering. There we go. It's on the sensors one. So it is a blue, but it's a lighter blue. So touching, and that goes into that little bit of instruction there. And here I can choose whether it's the mouse pointer, the edge, or the egg. So obviously I want it to touch the egg. So when it touches the egg, the pop sound will go until done. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see what that's looking like now. Okay, so let's go. There we go. See? So every time now I touch that egg, it is making a popping sound. Let me just make sure my sound is sharing so you can hear. Okay, so every time any part of my alien, my sprite, is touching that egg, you get the pop sound. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the next part. Brilliant. So now to make it more of a game, we're going to start to incorporate let me go back to my tutorials, a score. Okay, so this is giving you exactly what you need to do. So it's telling me to go to variables. It's saying make a variable and call it score. Okay, and I want it for my sprite only, for this sprite that I'm on now, which is my character. So because my score is for the Giga Giga, whatever we want to call it. Okay, so I've now set that score. So I'm going to go to the next instruction. So now this is how we program that score. So when the green's flag is started, when you press go, forever, if the star is touching the octopus, or mine is the egg touching the alien, I want to change the score by 1. Okay, and we want to play the sound until it's done. So every time we hear that sound, our score is going to go up. So on my Giga, whatever we want to call it, we need to start with our event, which is when the green flag is clicked. I want my control, which is forever. So you can see that's clicked there already. I need that if one again, which I've already used, which goes inside there. And then we need a control, our variable that we have just selected. Quite hard to do this while it's on here, but keep going. So change here needs to go inside there, and I'm going to change it to the score. So change the score by 1. Now, you could get it that every time it touches, you get a point. You could do it that it gets 5 points, it gets 2 points, it gets 1 point. You could even have it so that your alien, the aim of the alien is to keep away from the egg. Okay, so you could have it that it goes down. Let's see what that will do to this. I've not tried this yet, but I'm just very interested. Okay. Oh, wrong button there. So again, I need to get that touching one again, which is my sensors. And when it's touching, so that goes inside that little hexagon there. And when it touches the egg, my score is going to go down by 1. So my game is now very dramatically changed. Okay, when I touch that egg, I'm going to lose points. Are we ready? Oh, I'm not doing very well at this, am I? So let's try and keep away from the egg. So all I'm doing here is using my controls to keep it going. Now, if you wanted, now I'm finding this a bit tricky because my sprite is moving really slow. So all I'm going to do is to move this to a 20. I'm going to make this number bigger because then it's going to move a bit quicker when I'm pressing those buttons. Okay, so that was -10, but I'm going to put it to 20, and that one is 20. Okay, so let's have a go again. Let's see if she moves a bit quicker now. There we go. She's moving a lot quicker. Now I could, oh no, quick. Okay, I could make it move even quicker. Okay, oh, I'm not doing very well at this, am I? So I could even make this to 50. Okay, it just means that when I press that arrow, the longer distance that she moves. Oh, not 650. Okay, so now you have the basis of a very simple chase game. Okay, so there's my egg. Mine is to stay away because I've changed my rules. But that egg is going to keep trying to get me, and I need to try and get out of the way. Okay, so there you have the very simple starting of a game. So let's just check I've done all of my steps. Yep, there we go. Okay, so there is the sort of the skeleton, as you wish, of your game. All I would like you to do is to follow those steps and see if you could then tailor it and make your own specific game. You may want to, when it reaches a certain number, I don't know if this is possible, but it would take some exploring. You may even want to do, when it reaches a certain number, you get to go on to the next level. Or maybe you could add a time in there. Okay, these are all things I've not had a chance to see if you can actually do them. So I would be very impressed if you could. Okay, you might want to change levels. So you can, I've seen somewhere that you can change backdrops. Okay, so it is just a matter of doing it, playing it, and then re-editing it. Okay. Okay, so once you have done your chase game and you're happy with it, or if you simply want to pause it to leave it where it is and come back to it another time, you will see up the top here, it says untitled. So simply pop your name. So I'm going to put Miss Bison in that box up there, and you click on File, and then you press Save Now. Okay. Now it says in this top bit here that you can see that my project has been saved. So then when I come back, if you ever want to come back and add a little bit more to it, once you've logged in back to this start page again, you will see this little file up here, okay, which says my stuff. So if you click on there, you should be able to see the one that you have saved. Okay, so remember to save it under your name, because the whole of year 5 are going to be using this login, so that we can see all of your great work and the teachers can see all of the great work that you've been doing. And even you could then challenge each other to have a go at each other's games. Okay, so just making sure that if you are having a play and look at somebody else's game, make sure you don't change anything, because then that will undo lots of hard work that some of the children have done in our class. Okay. Enjoy creating and becoming game designers. I know a few of you will definitely possibly wanting to do this as a bit of a career in the future. So this is a little practice for you. I can't wait to play all of your amazing games, and I will see you again next week. Goodbye.